Sends it up for the dunk, and he gets it.
Goes to the basket. You know she's going to finish.
Half-court shot. Oh, my goodness. They're still in it, buddy. Way downtown for the lead, and she got it. Wow. And the exclamation point on the game with a dagger here in the fourth.
This is going down as a classic.
Oh, what a shot.
And I don't care if you called it or not. That's how you win.
Welcome here to Ellet High School as we're about ready to start our APS-IS coverage of the Akron Lady Orangemen versus the North Vikings. As the tip goes to the Lady Orangemen, they start off with a jump shot in the corner. Not there. Rebound taken underneath. We'll get our starting lineups here. Dave Schick, Joe Pukansky bringing you the coverage. Second rebound for her as Parks has got 2.
Can't give them 4 shots. A good Ellet Orangemen team this year, Dave. They get 4 shots, but don't convert. And North on the attack. Lady Orangemen, one amongst the leaders in the City Series.
5-1 in the City Series.
Bookto lost a ton to graduation. They've been really good the last couple of years. There's the first turnover on the cross-court pass. Finger roll at the other end.
And that one goes in for Trinity Brown. Starting lineup for the Lady Orangemen, number 1, Caitlin Holmes, number 3, Maya Knight, number 4, Mia Perks, number 5, Rachel Wenzel, and number 11, Trinity Brown. Ball tipped out. It's going to stay with the Vikings. The Vikings starting lineup, number 5, Karuna Rai, number 14, Daikchea Rai, number 1, Frazan Azini, number 3, Rachel Mezzerano, and number 10, Shakura Kalega. Doing my best on those.
Yeah.
And they have some challenging ones there.
Yeah, they're making you earn it.
Into the corner, turned over again for the second time. Another fast break opportunity.
Up and easy with the left hand is number 1, Caitlin Holmes, for her first 2. Half-court trap, and there's another steal. Wenzel poked that one free.
She gives a little pump fake there, and they turn the ball back over. And some issues trying to dribble up the court for the Lady Vikings. And Azini looking where to go. And another turnover. And it's going to be Wenzel with her first 2.
Yep. It's going to be a layup drill today if they keep that up.
And very hard with difficulties dribbling the ball as well as passes that aren't as crisp, able to be picked off. Misses there, rebound underneath, also a miss. And Koff, who had checked in, she gets her first shot and a timeout. Koff with the last bucket, is that right?
Yeah.
I was doing my stats, sorry. 30-second timeout. As they'll talk it over, down 8-0 here in the first quarter, as turnover has been a costly one so far, as that is my phone that hit at our stuff here and turned everything out black. Akron Public Schools pre-engineering program is among the best in the world. The robotics teams have been winners in the world and national tournaments. It all starts here in the Akron Public Schools classroom. Learn more at akronschools.com. I feel like I have like 6 notebooks now. Put that back down there. Got one with the spots and our stats. And also a phone. We'll have some interviews from each coaches in between the quarters, the first to second, third to fourth quarters, as we have a little break there. Turnover back the other way. Right side gets it up and in. Rachel again with 2 more. Wenzel with 4.
Yeah, her and Trinity Brown with 4 apiece. And they just can't solve this half-court trap.
10-0 lead here in the first. Turns from the elbow. Oh, almost had it. Faked the shot there. Thought she was going to go. Bobbled it and back the other way. Puts it up and a long rebound. Wenzel there to get another offensive board and another rebound. Brown not able to connect on that. A little too hard on that right side. And even not being as generous with the turnovers, we're getting closer to double digits here. Rebound underneath off the miss. Gets her own rebound again and gets it to go in. Brown, 3 boards and 4 points so far. 14-0 lead. And we have yet to get a shot by the North Vikings towards the basket. Kalinga hands it over. That goes to Azini. Azini looking. I believe she has a dribble. She hasn't used it yet. Puts it up there and sends it over. Raya has it. Kalinga surveys. Goes left. The problem is they're playing kind of a zone, and the team doesn't have a lot of help that way. Not a lot of experience against the first defensive board that we've had so far, and that one goes out of bounds back to the Vikings.
(14-0). Ellet lead, and they've come out of their little half-court trap now. It looks like going a little bit more man. They're still kind of playing it. And that one, the cross-court pass is not going to work today. Jaden Naff with her first 2.
Yeah, she had checked
and the
in.
Foul.
So the basket is good. Foul was on number 5, Karuna Rai, her first, team first. And we'll have some subs coming in as well as they start going to the bench a little more. Trey Moore checks in. And we'll also have Jordine Nichols coming in for our shooter, who is Naff. Naff gets it in, and we'll take the substitution. So bringing some reserves in. Splits the defense there and just can't hold on to it. I have, is it 7?
Yeah.
I'm being generous.
Yeah, generously.
Trying not to count all of them. Some of them have kind of been dribble offs and so forth, but it's been a rough one so far. First rebound by Moore on the offensive side. Rebound taken down now by Gacheo Rai. Yep. And she steps out of bounds. Well, it's a good way to start, having 9 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. So
pass there.
Part of the Christmas gift under the tree for my son, who's 10 years old, was NBA 2K.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been playing like the playground version, so you can pick any of the All-Stars or anybody. And it's like a realization that like Kareem was pretty good. He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, you think? Can't block that sky hook, can you?
He picked, we played 3-on-3, and he picked a bunch of guards, and LeBron and Jordan and Steph Curry. And I had another good guard in there, and then I also had Kareem.
Whoa, with the big.
Yeah, I went big to try to counter. Could not get a rebound. I was dominant. I was like, we're only playing 3-on-3. He's got 17 rebounds.
Speaking of rebounds, Kalinga gets the first rebound for the Vikings there. And that one will stay with the Vikings out of bounds. Substitution in for North, Glory Phillips. She replaces Dechea Rai. The half-court trap is tricky for anyone. It can be at the high school level, but especially when you don't have a true point guard and they're just overplaying. And
when it takes practice and skill, because you want to toss the ball over the opponent, and then you have another person there that's there to kind of jump in that lane or space, especially when you get to the high levels where the athleticism goes way up. They just pick it out of the sky. A long 2, not there, right into the hands. Could have been a pass. We don't know. Trinity Brown gets it. I'm going to count it as a rebound.
oh, yeah.
Looked like a shot attempt.
Ellet definitely off to their best start in several years. They showed promise last year as a younger team, and they're really putting it together as they look to get back into the City Series championship game for the first time in a long time.
Well, and you can see a lot of length, as we've seen right here in the middle of the court. So they got a lot of speed, and then they kind of got some help in the back with one person back to kind of as your shot stopper if you do get by that defense.
When on the girls' side, they have been it's been dominated by 3 teams in about the last dozen or so years, and that has been mainly Kenmore Garfield Rams, Firestone Falcons, and lately the Bookville Griffins. This year it looks like Kenmore Garfield back, senior laden group there. Not as strong as last year, but still looking to get back to that dance. And Ellet could certainly be the second team in, or maybe the first. I think they split with Kenmore Garfield already in the 2 contests they played. Nice little crossover and good for Trinity Brown. She's got 8 first quarter points to go along with Wenzel, 8 apiece for them, and it's all Ellet.
We'll talk with North Vikings head coach in between this quarter. Another turnover sends it back the other direction. And she gets it a fall. Caitlin Holmes with her 4th point in the quarter. 25-0 your score. And usually probably about 10 points ago, it gets a little tighter when you see a team struggle in mid-court. They're not even getting shots per se. Usually officials are being a little more technical, whether they're gaining advantages, tipping these balls when you have a lead like this. But they've been very sound. They're just hitting the passing lanes. Really haven't made a lot of contact with any of the other players from the other side, as we see that one right there. She loses the ball.
Yep.
And they end up keeping it here.
Got the banana peel, you know, the old lotion hands there. Whoop. Right. It's happened on numerous occasions for me. The old Ohio play.
Parks goes
every team runs it, and why does every team run it? Because America's play, whatever you want to call it, Buckeye, you hear it called. I know in your officiating, you've probably heard it called, one, our out of bounds play to get a corner 3. Everyone runs it because it generally works. And this is just a pure example. If you can't get through the first line of defense, it's just like in football, running the football, you're not going to score. Same thing here in basketball. They can't get by that first line of pressure.
Long 3 at the end of the quarter. And that'll end it here as a 25-0 run, as you could call it, was our first quarter. I have to add a 0 to my score sheet here as we go into the second quarter here. Like I said, we had an interview with the North basketball coach here.
Coach, tell me a little bit about how the season's gone so far with the group that you have here.
Yeah, my girls are new to the game, and it has been just such a highlight to see the way they love to learn it and love to play the game. Really, they're before practice shooting, and they really love the game. But our scores, we're at a different level. It's our first year playing, so it's just been a different level of play against other teams.
Is there a player that you've seen really take a leadership role on your team this year so far?
Yeah. Ziamber Cannon has the most experience in the team. She's actually played a couple more years than the other girls. And she's just such a great leader. She's so patient, and she raises the level of play for everybody around her. So.
And what do you see as this season progresses? What do you see as one of the good attributes coming from this team as you play out this year?
Really, our strength is just that we're a tight unit. We love each other really hard, and we play really hard. So that's our strength. We bring a lot of enthusiasm for the game.
So you saw certainly a tight group, but one that's had their struggles.
Well, bless her for doing what she's doing, because I've coached a team that's at a developmental level, and you have to play teams that are at a much higher level. This is almost a team that should be playing JV basketball because you match their experiences very little, which puts you at a disadvantage because a lot of these players have been playing this game for years. But their willingness to come out here and compete is commendable.
Yeah, and I think certainly that's going to be the person that when you see what the beginning of the season was and what the end of the season is going to be two different things. And, you know, whether you're competing for a conference championship or not, I mean, there's going to be little victories on every team and for every player. And having that person there that's willing to dedicate their time and teach you the game. And certainly, I mean, Joe and I think, talk about the game a lot, but I played 0 high school basketball and had coaches like that or friends' parents that taught me the game, and I still play it now as an old man. So it may not be what develops here on this court or at this level, but they may be playing and coaching for a long time because they've developed a love for it, as you mentioned.
Well, sports teach a lot more about life than just, you know, wins and losses and things. Although that is a part of it, but sports teach you a lot of life lessons too. You can reflect them to life, and there's not always good times in the real world, and it's not always easy. I know it certainly wasn't easy for me when I played the game of basketball.
Holmes has got to, you know, when you look at things for this City Series championship and potential playoff run, you know, Holmes has got to really make these fast break points count. Her percentage today has been rough. You know, she's getting to the basket very fast, but she's not watching it go in.
Got that second. When you get that second level, you get a shot off.
Well, and I had my first practice with 3rd and 4th graders, and just showing them, like, guys, if you can put that basket in from the side, you know, where that layup's going to be, and you just put it in that white square, you'd be surprised the high percentage that it's going to go in.
It's there for a reason. It's a target.
Yeah.
And so many people don't use it.
And stop trying to come directly towards the rim because the rim's going to block you.
Yeah.
If you come to the side, it can't block you.
It is. It's a game of angles. Especially, good rebounders either have a ton of talent or a great readability. You don't have to be able to jump great to be a rebounder, but if you know where the ball's going to go or you can read it, many times you can do that.
Well, and I think that was one of the interesting parts of even the series about the Bulls, The Last Dance, is getting that insight from Dennis Rodman where, you know, he was studying who shot the ball, where they shot the ball from, and then he'd start talking about their tendencies. I know that, you know, when Scotty shoots from this side, it tends to be long, and I should be on this side of the basket to get the rebound. And that's what, I mean, to think that a player averaged almost 20 rebounds a game outside of the beginning era of basketball just seems insane.
North gets it deep. No, give him a call, man. Hey, I would have definitely tooted that whistle there. Down on the other end, 2 more easy baskets. Timeout, North.
Who's that basket by?
That was by Trinity Brown.
Trinity. All right, well, we have a break. Want to let you know that the Akron Public Schools nutritional specialists create more than 32,000 meals every day for their 21,000 students, and they're all free. Research shows that improved nutrition has the potential to positively influence students' academic performance, and that's why it's important to the students and Akron Public Schools. Learn more at akronschools.com. So while we kind of are finishing our break here, certainly we're at the point now, 35-0. As we get into the second quarter, if this continues the way that it has, the new rule, obviously, for this school year, any team that is winning by 35 points or more will have a running clock in the second half only.
Yeah.
So that's very similar to what we've seen in the past for tournament play, but now it's been put into use for the regular season. So the clock will continue to run even when there would be a stoppage in play, which is where we're at right now. But if we were in the second quarter, the clock would run except for timeouts, or if there is a reason that the officials stop time for an injury or something additionally. But the clock would continue to run in the second half. So we'll probably see that here in the second half. But another interesting kind of wrinkle in the rules here for high school basketball for the state. And certainly the other one that has been talked about a lot is the institution of the shot clock within the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I think that's cost prohibitive possibly, though, because not only the clocks themselves, but the people to run it. It can't be the same person that's running the scoreboard. So just think of every school in every division and how much. And it's not something like we're just going to institute it in the playoffs type of thing, because it's a completely different type of game then.
The talk continues to mount up.
Well, maybe if
she misses.
She was out of bounds.
But she's had how many? And she's got the speed. She's just not putting it in tonight.
I mean, isn't that part of the strategy, though, of basketball, is to be able to slow it down? I mean, and I know it.
Jordan Nichols and Jaden Knaff come in. I do think it will speed up parts of the game. It'll certainly speed up parts of the game as we're take a stoppage, official stoppage here, tire shoe.
Do we need to speed it up so teams have to chuck up more threes? Because that's, I mean, is that going to make the game?
I think you'll.
Is the game better?
I think you'll see scoring will increase, which is usually the demand. Because really, I mean, we could see
you
here
won't have those 2018 tournament games, you know, where a team just holds the ball.
Holds the ball.
But it is a strategy. I mean, it's
not
pretty.
And I think there's some states that do have it and some that don't.
Okay.
Ours does not. The state of Ohio does not right now. But
I'm not opposed to it. I'm just posing the questions that, you know, could be asked.
I think Ohio wants their athletes to be competitive when they go to other states.
Sure.
Or to
next level.
The next level. That's where you see that change, is players that have slowed down their offense, and then they go to the collegiate level where there is a shot clock. You know, it's
pretty
just
much
like
at every level.
It's just like how so many things that we did, you know, in our time frame that was maybe a college or high school activity has moved down to middle school or a high school activity now.
Yeah. Yep. Good look by Wenzel. Jordan Nichols knocks down her first two.
3.
No, that was a 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
It's got to be 3. We're at 41.
It was 39.
Where do we have a point at?
Somebody made a foul shot right there.
Oh, I did miss that. I'm sorry. The N1.
Yep. That's why I'm here. Oh, shoot.
Thank you, everybody. That's why Joe's here. I missed a foul shot. Probably reading a spot or something.
Which I don't think is going to hurt the Orangemen.
No.
Well, Wenzel, another offensive rebound. That's at least 15 offensive rebounds, partner.
More than that.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to make it sound out.
I have 18, and again, we're trying to be generous. There we go.
What do you do as an official in a game like this where
I get really tight
on one end
with Ellet.
Okay.
Especially,
not that you're trying to even it out.
They've pulled it back. Well, you're trying. So, what happened? It's called more of a game management.
You're trying to get
if you're down big, you're usually not very happy about it. I don't know anybody that likes losing, that plays a competitive sport. So you're trying to give them the benefit. You can't let them run all over them, but you know, you're trying to give them opportunities.
You can't dictate what defense a team plays or anything like that. You can help dictate tempo a little bit.
Well, you're dictating tempo, and you're trying to,
like for example, on that play, I would have caught a foul because of the swing down.
Yes,
it's easy.
Any of that contact that you could say is, you know, just
probably clean, but nice pass inside, and there you go. You get a foul. And
incidental contact that would normally be called, you're just going to try and be tight because you know that they could set off that other team even more.
I got you. Chantal Muhammad to the line to shoot 2.
There you go. Joe took the hardest name in the book.
Come on, Chantal. Knock it down. Oh, in and out. Couple subs.
Who is the foul on? It's not on the board. That's
I
why.
don't think it matters.
All right, I'm going to give it to
I'm going to guess no
4.
one's going to foul out.
4. I'm going to give it to 4.
They've called 3 fouls in 15 minutes, so. And that's not an indictment. It's just fact.
Trinity Brown, only the second offensive rebound. Or second defensive rebound, sorry.
Wenzel with 14 first half points. He'll probably take the second half off, I would assume. Now, if it were me, I'm just.
I don't think they have enough to send everybody out.
I see 6 over there.
Only 5 are dressed. Oh no, she's dressed. She has her. I see. And that's where the crowd's like, that's a foul. Like, it's not a foul.
2 more for Holmes.
Not a foul when you're up 40 points. 50. I had a game last night. Same thing. The other team struggled to dribble. Coach got mad at it, had her own players, girls JV, and then she got mad at us.
Yeah.
And that was a little misdirected.
Yeah, but it's.
Well, she got a technical in the second half. Not from me, from my partner. I was going to give her one too, but he did it first.
He beat you to the punch.
Yeah. Well, I called a foul, you know, and player goes down, scores. Or no, I was on the lead to the basket. Her girl fouled, called a foul. I'm reporting it. And she's like, "How did she foul her?" And I told her from my reporting position, and she did not like that. We'll talk more about it after this half has ended. 53-0 your score here in the first half. We'll be back with second half action here on APS IS. Second half action here as we get things underway. The North Vikings will get the ball down a bundle, we'll say. 53-0 as we'll go with the running clock here in the second half. As mentioned in the first half, that means the clock will only stop for timeouts or for officials calling time for injuries or things of that nature. Joe does have our first half stats.
Oh, we got a double dribble. I lost contact.
I think it's this.
Yeah, I think it's that one. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, for the Orangemen, Rachel Wenzel leads the way with 18 first half points. Trinity Brown chipped in with a dozen, and Caitlin Holmes has 14. So that trifecta doing it.
Joe and I
pretty
talked
impressively.
We may not see a lot of them here in the second half. Well, we're still seeing them.
2 for Brown.
Yeah. But we haven't seen a ton. We've only seen those 3 players on the bench area that are in that cluster.
Mm-hmm.
When you see our camera angle come back to the other bench. So I don't know if those other 3 were from JV and if they're going to play here in the second half.
There's a steal. Up and easy. Oh, misses the open layup, and the rebound goes to Kawanaurai.
Another turnover, and tries to step through, not there. Around the other side,
Nice.
gets it to go.
Nice job in traffic. She missed the easy one.
Yeah, she's got 7 in the game
but
now.
she got that one in traffic.
I can't remember if you got done with all the stats, Joe.
Well, Jaden Naff, you mentioned with 7 points.
Okay.
And 2 apiece for Jordan Nichols and Trey Moore. Right here, this is a girl you got to try to get going for North. Amber Cannon, definitely their best ball handler.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe a screen or double screen. And here we'll see the bench kind of come in. I don't think I have names for all of them.
What do you got?
Let's see, Jaden Gordon, number 12. Who I didn't have on my original list.
I'm going down to the JV roster. That's all right.
Yeah. Let's see. The other one, 34, Chloe Haviland. And we're seeing Jordan Nicholas come back in. She played in our first half, though.
Good ball movement here by the Lady Vikings. Step back and we're going to get a foul. That will send Cannon to the line to shoot 2.
Haviland with her first. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Gordon with her first foul. Team first.
Can't get the first to go.
I wonder with her being the best ball handler why we don't see her in the starting lineup.
Kalenga into the game.
That would be a follow-up question I'd like to ask.
You do that. Back iron and good. The Vikings on the board. Wait a minute, what are we doing here?
They handed the ball to the wrong person, and Vikings inbounded. And then they went the wrong direction like in the first half as well.
Why is the clock not running?
It could be an official's reason to make the correction.
I got you. Yep. That was funny. Hey, in the varsity game, my daughter's game the other night, girl got it right on the wing. Went, they were pressing, just drove right in, wide open layup on the wrong end. Missed it, but it went right to our girl for 2. I mean, it's happened to good players too. I mean, it really, you just get, especially get spun around or something.
Well, especially the first part of this second half. You know, you come in and you're used to going one direction.
I bet you've seen it in soccer. We've had a defender. He's probably knocked 4 goals, and he's trying to fly in and knock it away. He knocks in the wrong. 2 in one game one time. He did not talk to his mom the whole way home. He was so mad.
Basketball is
We were
tough.
like, hey, man, we're pretty bad. We don't need you scoring for the other team. They can score themselves. 2-on-1, great look. Very unselfish and a nice
good block.
Chase down block on the other end.
Well, it's one of those things. Usually the officials will be like, no, go to the other direction. But, you know, players don't really listen to the officials that much anyway. Kind of block us out. So, like, well, you should just stop them and blow the whistle. I'm like, I can't blow the whistle. You're supposed to go the right direction.
Chloe Haviland, as coach has emptied the bench here, looks like, or getting there for sure. He's taking the 3 big scorers out. You got to assume that's probably it for them tonight.
This is the entire bench unit. So all 5 starters are out. But we are still pretty early into this one, so you may see him come back in just as a quick sub. Yeah, you can bring him back in. Quick sub.
No.
Give him a breather.
Nope.
Corey Phillips checks in for the Vikings.
Going to replace Corona Rye.
And just like that, 2 minutes left in the quarter. This is like AAU style, running clock.
They're moving the ball.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a little.
Well, and we talked about that because of the lack of playing experience for the Vikings, that it does tend to play more into that JV level of experience. And we're seeing the bottom of this roster with, you know, certainly Haviland played JV as well as Gordon. So when you start bringing those players down, now they're having a little more success in what they're trying to do offensively. Not as much as you had hoped on the steal.
Steal by Trey Moore up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Haviland shows the jumper already. That one's short.
Yeah.
Oh, nice lefty touch.
Dude, that's a pretty post game. You just don't see it
Soft
as much
touch
as you
off
would
the
like
window.
anymore. Like, that's all we worked on. I'm trying to tell my third and fourth graders how to post up, and they look like I'm.
No, it's not done anymore, Dave.
No.
They don't see it.
And I'm trying to get my son to at least do it because I was like, Carter, if you like contact, playing in the post is a pretty good spot.
Ask Jared Allen. He's liking playing in the post right now for the Cavs.
Yeah.
What a difference a year makes for them. And they have some big injuries. I mean, because Ricky Rubio, big loss for them.
Big
Obviously
injury.
losing Colin Sexton.
Colin Sexton.
You would argue hasn't hurt them, but
oh, it had. I mean, 25-point scorer.
he wouldn't
Because
have
they
been
don't
this
have the balance. They're doing very well with the pick and roll, but good teams tend to shut that down. They're 2 stars, and you don't have the outside shooting to open that back up.
If they decide to keep Sexton and don't trade him because he does have a tradable, him and Rubio both hurt but both have tradable contracts. If they decide to keep them, they're not going to keep Rubio. They're going to trade his contract, even though they would have kept him. He's
Rubio's
on an
on,
expiring
he's
deal.
an expiring.
They might.
Sexton, you'd have to re-sign next year.
Sexton is restricted.
Yeah, so
but,
you could.
But he's been mentioned as a guy that people would want, especially if you're going to get a difference maker type player in a trade. But if he comes back, he could settle into. You saw the other night Jordan Clarkson. That's his comparison.
Yes.
Maybe the best 6 man in the game.
He doesn't like that comparison though because
he wants to be a starter. But guess what? I don't care where you play on it. I mean, he can still be a starter. Doesn't matter.
All right. Let me get our Ellet head coach interview as well as we're in between quarters.
A little bit about how the season's.
Oh, 1 second.
Coach, can you tell me a little bit about how the season's gone up to today's game?
Yeah, it's been a great year. Got some new faces. We've been trying to kind of, work on expectations of our winning culture. Came from a long list of third-place finishes. This year we were hoping for a little more, and 8-4, 5-1 in the city, tied for first. Competitive in every game we play, in and out of conference. Been really proud of the girls' work ethic and their growth. They really bought in and gotten better. Noticeable improvement.
Talked a little bit about the growth. Is there a player that you've seen really take that next step in growth or leadership this year?
Absolutely. We've been lucky to have a couple of them, honestly. We've got a strong class of juniors. One girl who's really done a great job is Rachel Wenzel, our point guard. She's always been a solid player, but I've seen her really taking off with her confidence in shooting and finishing. Another junior, Maya Knight, a track star who's played some basketball, but I've watched her love for the game and her intensity grow. I've asked her to guard some of the best players. She's done it really well while also giving us some points and, fulfilling a lot of roles.
And then as you get through this season, what's your end goal? I know you said get above third place, but what are the team goals or maybe an individual goal for the team?
Well, our goal is to win city this year and to win at least one Division I state playoff game. We haven't won a city since 2005, so this would be 17 years since we've won. We haven't been in it for at least over a decade. We're hoping to win city this year and then actually go beat an out-of-conference state opponent, at least one, hopefully pushing the sectional championships.
Well, that was a little bit from the Ellet head coach, and certainly a lot of the stuff that you're seeing here on the court come up in that conversation as well.
I think those are good, potentially attainable goals for this team. And the tournament's all about matchups, and they'll have their hands full. As we said, they split with Kenmore Garfield. Those teams look like they're on a crash course to meet at Firestone High School for that City Series championship.
Well, and I think what they're I don't think they're going to be one of those top seeds in the tournament itself along 2 here. But if they can get to the middle of that bracket, I think it would be their goal. So that way they don't have to face potentially one of those top seeds right away. They face a school that's going to be similar talent level, where they can kind of play their style and see if they can kind of outwork them.
Couple of looks at it for North, but they can't get it to go. Still looking for their first field goal here.
I don't have a name for 40 on the Lady Orangemen, but
No.
Not on our roster. She's going to get a point now that I don't have her name. My guess is, I don't think I see a 30 either, so
Yeah.
I think it's Madison Tracy. That would be my guess.
Turnover. Foot on the line for Haviland. Lady Orangemen obviously getting after it defensively today, forcing 20-plus turnovers. And
yeah, and the thing that I noticed is the defense that they played, that's going to do very well in a tournament.
yeah, especially if you haven't seen it much, because they do a good job of playing passing lanes.
Yeah, because they're going to have three players over there that are all athletic, tall, good hands, finish the ball well, right on the top of that zone. And that can play havoc on another team that maybe has even just one good point guard where they're getting trapped and they have to get the ball out of their hand. Could be a strength for them come tournament time.
And I give North Coach credit. These girls are still hustling back on defense, and I've seen teams down by this much. It just, you miss a shot, you put the head down, and you get beat 3 and 4 on 1 on the floor. They're still hustling. They're still trying to run their offense. Nice hesitation dribble.
Well, and to me, it's one of those things, whenever you have that team, they're a good team, but you're trying to get those little victories. Hey, I scored on that girl. Hey, I got some points. Hey,
Right.
I blocked it. I played good defense. When I've coached in the past, okay, so the first couple quarters got us to where we are at 63-1. I got it. Let's try and win the fourth quarter. Can we win just the fourth quarter and outscore them in one quarter? And that's a building block, because now you're saying, well, it kind of brings it back to 0-0. Okay, well, give some encouragement, back to 0-0. And you start winning a quarter at a time, and you start putting together 4 quarters, that could get you a victory. 3 minutes left in this one. And they took the steal away because Cannon was going to have the steal there too.
It's a pretty nice gym, isn't it, Parker? New Ellet High School. Seats are not comfortable. I think that's just my age. Maybe.
Yeah. When you get to where we are, a bench seat is just, you need your back support. I believe it's Madison Tracy with her first points here in the fourth.
Nice job using the window, as you mentioned earlier. They're listening.
It's a magical thing. It just goes in. Oh. Boxing her before the shot was up.
Haviland with 6 points off the bench here in the second half. Rachel Wenzel leads all scorers. She finishes with 18 points tonight and a little over a half's work.
Yeah, Joe, we could do it now. Our APS IS player of the game.
Let's give it to Rachel Wenzel. She led them in scoring and also had 7 rebounds. Rachel Wenzel, that's the 5'6" junior for the Orangemen, as they will go to 9-4, 6-1 in the city series with the victory here tonight. Nice job by the big three of Holmes, Wenzel, and Brown as they combined for almost 50 points today.
Yeah, and as much as you saw the turnover battle in the first half get us to where we are, there's also a lot of offensive rebounding, so it wasn't just one facet. They were able to do it in a lot of different ways, and that one goes in.
That's what we said. We'd like to see Cannon get downhill a little bit more because she's got a little burst. And lefty, too, you know. Just, hey, drive left.
All lefties have a special place in our hearts.
It's
Two
prettier.
lefties
I don't know why. They're just
discovering.
pretty. Shot's pretty. Look at that. Boom.
The best is when someone guards you and they're like, I didn't know you were left-handed.
Yeah,
And
it's
you've
the
blown
fourth
by them
quarter
like
of the game. Oh,
I've been left-handed this whole game.
I had students in class, and I used to write on the chalkboard, you know, before smart boards. And I used to write on the chalkboard all the time. And like it'd be like February. And they'd be like, I didn't know that you. I'm like, well, welcome to the 2000s, my friends. Dekai Singletary gets her first 2.
Yeah.
As we wind it down here.
She's got to hurry.
Takes her time and knocks it down, and that'll put the cherry on top of this one for the Lady Orangemen.
Hey, 71-4 is your score with the Lady Orangemen handling business, winning over here the North Vikings. I want to thank all of those that make this possible, our administrators, teachers, parents, that empower Akron students to achieve their highest level of success. This broadcast brought to you by APS IS, where we imagine, inspire, and inform. Thank you again for watching, and good night.